Everybody, Chad here. In this video, we're going to talk about a couple things that's really slowing down and halting you manifesting what you want in your life. And you really going to want to pay attention in this video because when we talk about manifesting, we talk about drawing in like what we want in our lives, or you think manifesting is not working for me, law of attraction doesn't work. I mean, it's a very convoluted subject because it's so hard to sit there and say why isn't it working for you, because we're all different. Okay, we're all doing different things. We all have bad habits, you know what I mean. You're not going to have the same bad habits that I have. It might be similar when I share stories and share with you what I'm going through. You might connect with that. You might say, ha, I'm doing that too. But when things aren't working, it's really about being self-aware, and that's first and foremost before I kind of go off on a couple things that I've been doing here recently that's kind of slowing things down. But anyway, that's what we're going to talk about today. I am out in nature. I took a walk. I'm in Ohio, almost June, the end of May right now, so it's getting the tip of summer. So I'm out here kind of taking a little hike, a walk. This is you can't really see it, but down here, or I'm holding the camera, but way down here, there's a bridge, cover bridge. Back here, there's a big river that goes through here. So I kind of felt like chatting, so kind of set everything up to do a little chat here. But a couple of things that kind of been going on in my life recently is that I feel like kind of affects law of attraction, affects manifesting. There's a couple things here. One is, I've always talked about this, a negative mindset. Okay, but I want to kind of expand on this a little bit. Stay with me. I don't think about myself as a negative person. I really not. I'm a very positive person. So if you say, well, Chad, you're negative, or you're thinking negative, I can always debate that. You know what I mean? And you might be able to too. Someone says, you have a negative mindset, that's why things aren't working. And you might sit back and think, well, I'm not negative. What are they talking about? And I know some of that, I have some passive income streams coming in. I'm getting ready to go to Thailand here in the next several months. But I took a job in a factory because I'm in a small town visiting my mom, my sister, and stuff like that. But I took a job in a factory, so I work second shift. So it's very easy when you take a job in a factory. I mean, it's like backwards thinking when you go into a factory. They don't want to give you breaks. They don't care. They don't care about their employees, stuff like that. I mean, if you have a factory background, you know what I'm talking about. I work second shift, but it's so easy to think negative the whole time you're there. Your mind just goes in a gutter. Your mind goes in a gutter about the rules aren't consistent. That's why it's so chaotic all over the place in the factory. Depending upon who you are, you have different sets of rules for all groups of individuals. In different sets of rules. I mean, if you comes down to breaks, I mean, one group of people get 10-minute break, another group of people can go anytime they want, 15, 20, 30-minute breaks. And your mind goes crazy about this, you know what I mean? So when you're at work, your mind goes in a gutter. So you're kind of constantly thinking about what you don't like, it's not fair, so forth and so forth. What you have to realize and think about, and I fell in this trap, okay? And I struggle with this trap where, because really when you're trying to build a company, the reason why I struggle with this trap is because when you're really trying to build a company, you're trying to build a successful company, you want to be efficient, but you have to take care of your employees. Makes sense? And that's why my mind goes in a gutter. And one of the things I realized was, well, when I'm at work for 8 hours, maybe 10 hours, well, my mind's going in the gutter 8 hours a day, 10 hours a day. You get me here? Monday through Friday. So I'm constantly thinking, majority of my day, thinking about what's not right, what's not fair. My mind goes in the gutter instead of thinking about what I do want. Okay, instead of focusing my energy and focusing my mind power on what I do like, what I do want, what is going my way. Okay, and And that kind of spreads. When you look at wealth, health, and prosperity, when you look at all areas of your life, if you look at your life as a piece of pie, if you look at all areas of your life, okay, how you are in one area of your life, you're going to be, it's going to spread into all the other areas. I mean, that's just how it is. If you're so focused on negativity at your job, 8 hours, 10 hours a day, okay, you focus on what you don't like all day long, okay, that's going to spread to other areas of your life. When you go home, you're still going to be in that mindset. You're still going to be in that mind frame of thinking negative, and it's going to spread over to your family life. You're going to spread over to your hobbies, so forth and so forth. It will spread over to you, to your weekend. When you wake up on Saturday morning, we have the weekend off, your mind goes straight to what you don't like about work. You know what I mean? Because that's basically what you focused on for 40 hours. But you didn't realize you focused on it, okay? Because you weren't aware of it. Once you start getting aware of your thoughts, aware of what you're thinking about, okay? At this point, it can be very frustrating because you're like, why do I keep on thinking about this stuff? Okay? But that's one of the reasons why law of attraction isn't working. It slows down the process because you have to think about it this way. All your energy is focused on what you don't like, what you don't want, what's not fair. Okay? Versus is all your energy was focused on what you do like, what you do want. Makes sense? And I heard Rhonda Byrne say this, is the simplified version of law of attraction is if you would just only focus on what you like, what you want 100% of the time, you would have just that. Okay? And, of course, we're human, we're spiritual beings, we're human. We're going to fall into traps. We're going to fall into, bad habits of thinking. But the first step is being aware of it. Once you're aware of it, you can do something about it. Okay. And that's leading up to the second thing I want to talk to you about. Now, the second thing is I did actually today's Saturday. It's a Memorial Day weekend. So when I woke up, I actually had a lot of stuff to do, okay, because I'm so busy during the week. I work second shift. And if you ever work second shift, you always feel like you don't have much of a day, okay? So everything falls on the weekend. And I had so much to do this weekend today to try to get done. And when I started thinking about coming out and go for a walk, my first thought was, I don't have time to do that, okay? And I wanted to take kind of a meditative walk, but I was kind of feeling, I don't know, kind of feeling cramped. But it's kind of coming out of winter. Okay, this is the first winter I've been in like 20 years, okay, in Ohio. So I was kind of starting to feel cramped and, kind of almost like thinking negative all week, kind of falling into that trap. I really wanted to take a walk. This come out. It was a beautiful day out. But my mind almost stopped me because I was thinking, well, I don't have time because I got all this stuff to do. And I caught myself. Okay, this is the power of being aware of your thoughts. Okay, we all have negative thoughts. Okay, but I stopped myself and I said, no, I'm going to do it. Because what I told myself was this, is that we underestimate the power within us. Okay, we underestimate the power that we have as a spiritual being. Okay, abundance is inside you. Abundance is our birthright. Okay, in almost any spiritual teaching, any religion, when you dig deep into it, the basics are all the same. Okay, things differ. Okay, I understand that, but abundance is inside you. Abundance is inside me. Abundance is our birthright. Having what we want in life is our birthright. Okay, the power we have to possess it is our birthright. Okay, but the crazy thing is we think we're weak. Okay, we think we don't have the power. Okay, we think law of attraction don't work. We think, no matter what we call it, law of attraction, law of manifesting, law of assumption, law of vibration. You know what I mean? We can call it many things. We can call it higher consciousness. Okay, but the power is within us. Okay, we just have to believe it. Okay, but if we only focused on what we want to do, what we like all day long, we would see how fast things would come to us. We would see how fast our dream life would come to us. if we would only do that. Instead of kind of the small little traps that I fell into the last couple of weeks of, going to work, falling in a trap of thinking, 8 hours, 10 hours a day about, I don't like it here. I don't like this job. I don't like certain employees. It's not fair. They play favorites, so forth and so forth, like with any stereotypical job. You know what I mean? And your mind kind of gets congested on all this stuff. And that's what you end up thinking about the whole time you're at work. But you just don't realize when you're at work for 8 hours or 10 hours, you pretty much basically brainwashed yourself, okay, by 40, 50, 60 hours a week of thinking about what's not fair, what you don't want. Then you start taking that mindset into other areas of life. You start taking that mindset into your weekend. When you wake up Saturday morning, you start thinking about what you don't like at work when I'm not even at work. You know what I mean? It's a trap, and it's a trap that we have to master. Mastering our mind, mastering our thoughts is hard work. Okay, I'm not going to lie to you. It's hard work. Okay, but we can do it. Okay, and the way we do it, once we catch ourselves, okay, just like I caught myself, like, oh, I don't want to go on this walk. I don't have time. Okay, I caught myself, and I knew I needed to go on this walk. I knew I needed to make time for it, because the power is within. Okay, even doing a 5-minute meditation. Okay, the power that a 5-minute meditation has. Okay, if you knew how much power you had, you would do that. Okay, you know how much power that would shift you, how your day would go, you would do it. Okay, but we get so caught up into running around thinking we don't have time. But anyway, I just want to share that with you guys. Don't want to go on and on and on about it, but those are two things kind of like I was kind of struggling with the last couple weeks, and something I came aware of and thought I would share it, because I know sometimes people just like me. And like I said in the beginning of the video, when things aren't working for you, you really have to be honest with yourself. Okay, you really have to sit down and start being aware and catching yourself on these thought patterns, catching yourself in these bad habits. Okay, and once you're aware of it, okay, you can start adjusting, you can start fixing it. Okay, and that's why I said in the beginning, like, we all have different bad habits. We're all doing things differently. Okay, that's why it's so hard, especially in a video, to say, why isn't manifesting working for you? Because I don't know you. I've never hung out with you. I'm not like a really close friend where I could sit down and say, well, you do this and this and this. You know what I mean? Or, you overthink, you control the how too much. You don't let go. I mean, it could be a multitude of things, but you can't just coin it into one thing. What we're doing. Sometimes it just comes down to belief. The better you believe, the better you really believe to the core that abundance is inside you, you could probably have anything you want. Okay? If I really believe abundance is inside me, I could have anything I want. You know what I mean? But other than that, my friends, blessings to you. Hopefully this helped. I'm going to get going. The bugs are flying around me a little bit. The mosquito, not so much the mosquitoes, not yet. Maybe later on the mosquitoes will come out. But hopefully that helped, and I'll see you in the next video.